Yeah! What it do, YouTube, man? It is your boy Solid back with another solid reaction. And today, man, we got stats that prove Michael Jordan is the GOAT. We're gonna go ahead and check this video out. And then, you know how I like to do. I like to rant and talk a little crap in between the videos. So we gonna get into that one. And we gonna do what we gotta do, baby. But let's go ahead and check this one out and see what's gotta do, man. If you're a LeBron James fan, bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. You might as well click off right goddamn now. Because once I start going, I'm not letting up, bro. I'm just being honest. I'm being honest with you. So if you're a LeBron James fan, do me a favor and exit the premises. Exit the premises. If you think that, you know, the 2010 basketball LeBron James is better than the 90s and 80s, go ahead and exit the premises. And if you know the 90s and the 80s were probably the greatest basketball era of all time, go for your favorite, hit that like button and subscribe, because we're going to join the vibe, and that's outside, if you know what I'm saying. But let's go ahead and get into this ride. Feel what I'm saying?
We all know Michael Jordan won 6 championships, 6 finals MVPs, and 5 regular season MVPs. But here are some of the craziest stats and records that you don't know about Jordan.
Let's go.
When it comes to getting buckets, nobody did it better than Jordan. That's why many consider him the GOAT. Jordan led the NBA in scoring for a record 10 times, and with 30.1 points per game. MJ has the highest scoring average out of any player in NBA history.
Oh God, I think it's like 32.4
also the best scorer in the playoffs,
32
with 33.5 points per game.
35,
Luka
33.
Doncic is second on this list, with 32.5 points per game, and the only other player averaging more than 30 in the playoffs. But if you think that's amazing, wait for some of Jordan's other stats, which are truly unbelievable. Out of 179 games in the playoffs, Jordan scored less than 20 points just 6 times, and he is the only player never to score less than 15 points in a playoff game. Jordan played 37 playoff series.
He is the only player in NBA history to score more than 15 points. And I mean, never score less than 15 points. He's the only player. Just heard.
Outscored every single teammate and opponent he ever faced, except one. It was Terry Cummings in 1985, and he scored just 1 more point than Michael, who was still in his rookie season. In the 1960s, when the pace of the game and the number of attempted shots was the highest in NBA history, Elgin Baylor, Jerry West, and Rick Barry averaged 40 points per game in a playoff series once, and Bernard King did it one time in the 80s.
I think
Jordan
Mike's
is
done
the
it like
only
5
player to
times
average
in 5 different NBA finals.
For an entire playoff series more than once, and better yet, he's done it 5 times. One of those came in the 1993 NBA Finals against the Phoenix Suns, when Jordan averaged 41 points per game, which is the highest scoring average in finals history. In 1988 against the Cavaliers,
his
my boy Ernest
Price
had back-to-back 50-point games, and is the only player in history with this accomplishment in the playoffs. Jordan averaged 45.2 points per game in that series, the second highest mark for any player in a single playoff series. Jerry West averaged 46.3 points in the 1965 Western Finals, but he was shooting 35 times per game. MJ has 8 50-point playoff performances, which is the most ever, as well as the most 40-point and most 30-point games in the postseason. To further put MJ's scoring superiority into context, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, and Wilt Chamberlain have put up 50 in the playoffs a combined 7 times. Some of the best scorers in NBA history, like KD, Iverson, and Harden, don't have as many 40-point playoff games altogether as Jordan has by himself. Michael entered the league in 1984, and by 1991, he had scored 40 on every team in the NBA. By the end of 1992, he scored 50 on every team in the Eastern Conference. And out of 930 games he played for Chicago, Jordan led the Bulls in scoring 793 times.
Yo, what the fuck, man? What did you, yo, this is what I'm talking about. When I say, yo, like, that's, bro, these are the stats that people don't want to talk about. Like, bro, leading your team in 930, like 793 games, like, that's crazy. That's like mad. Wow. Like, let's just be honest. That's crazy. That's crazy. I don't care what nobody says.
Which is more than 85%. During his entire career with the Bulls, Jordan scored less than 10 points only once. And that happened when he was nursing his ankle after a long recovery. And he played just 16 minutes, scoring 8 points. MJ is the oldest player to lead the NBA in scoring at the age of 35, and is the only guy who scored 40 points in a game past the age of 40. He also holds the all-time record in free throws made in one half, sinking 20 freebies in the second half against the Heat in 1992. One of the most fascinating stats is that Jordan is the only player in NBA history who has more 40-point games than games where he scored less than 20 points. He had 173 games with 40 points and only 146 under 20. For example, LeBron has played 235 games where he failed to reach 20 points.
Hold on. We not going to talk about it like that, Fofi. Hold on, Fofi. We can't do that. No. Let's not do it to it, Fofi. Don't just put it like that. Don't put it like that. He said, see, for 250.
And only 70 games where he scored 40 or more. Okay, I know what you're thinking. LeBron is more of a passer, not a pure scorer.
No. LeBron James is not a passer, bro. Let's make this very clear. LeBron James is not a passer. LeBron James just has a this is one thing that I really do value about LeBron James. He has a great IQ. He's not a passer. He just knows he's not going to be open, so he'd rather give it to somebody else who is.
Yes, but if we look at Kobe, who was the most similar player to Michael, we'll see that he had 405 games with less than 20 and 122 games with 40 plus. So when it comes to getting buckets, Jordan was really in a class of his own.
Yes,
but
sir.
he isn't considered the GOAT just because of his scoring. Jordan is one of the best defensive guards ever, if not the best. On top of winning a scoring title in 1988 with 35 points per game and winning the MVP that year, he was also named a Defensive Player of the Year, something that nobody has ever done in a single season. His 131 blocks in the 1988 season are the most block shots ever recorded by a guard, and he's the only guard with multiple seasons with more than 100
And I want to keep this in mind. LeBron James is a guard. Keep that in mind.
rejections. He also still holds the all-time record for the most block shots ever by a guard, with 893. MJ has 6 seasons with more than 200 steals, which, you guessed it, is another NBA record. He was also the first player to record 200 steals and 100 block shots in a season. In 1988, in the first half of the game against Boston, Jordan stole the ball 8 times, which is another NBA record that still stands today. It's almost comical how one player stole the ball so many times in such a short time, almost like he was playing with middle schoolers and not NBA professionals. With 9 selections to all-defensive first team, Jordan is tied with Kobe, Garnett, and Gary Payton for most all-time. In 1989, when the Bulls lost their starting point guard, Coach Doug Collins made Jordan play the point between March 11th and April 23rd of 1989.
Bro, I can't remember the average correctly. I think he averaged like 23 points, 11 assists, and something. Wow, it was just crazy. I think it was like 8 rebounds or 9 rebounds.
Jordan averaged 30.4 points,
I didn't even know it was that
10.7 assists, and 9.2 rebounds per game.
I'm in the way. God damn. Hold on, let me slide out the way like that. Look, boom. You see that? Them stats right there. Them is stats. Look at that. My mic all in the way and stuff. But them is stats. That's what I'm talking about.
While playing point guard, he notched 10 triple-doubles in 11 games. In the 1989 postseason,
bro, come on.
Jordan had 7 games with double-digit assists. In comparison, Kobe Bryant had only 9 double-digit assist games in his entire playoff career. If we compare him to LeBron, Jordan is typically viewed as the superior scorer, whereas James is praised for his passing and all-around game. The truth lies somewhere in between, and both were more than capable of playing like the other. When Jordan wanted to pass, he proved that he could have been a full-time point guard if he wanted to, but he preferred to score the ball. And the same is true for LeBron, who proved that he can be unstoppable when he decides not to share the rock. When it comes to advanced statistics, Jordan and LeBron are very evenly matched at the top. However, Jordan has a slight advantage in most categories. MJ is the all-time leader in player efficiency rating at 27.91.
We don't talk about that.
Ahead of LeBron, who has a PER of 27.34. The same is true for player efficiency rating in the playoffs, where Jordan is slightly ahead of George Mikan and James. Michael is also the all-time NBA regular season and playoff leader in win shares per 48 minutes, box plus minus, and usage rate, and is second to LeBron in value over replacement player. When he was a rookie, Mike was the only player ever who managed to lead his team in 4 different categories: points, assists, rebounds, and steals. And if you're wondering what he did to fuel his body, he always ate the same thing, approximately 4 hours before the game. Jordan's pregame meal consisted of a 23-ounce New York steak, a side of mashed potatoes, or baked potatoes if it was not available, and a salad on the side served with some ginger ale. At the beginning of the 90s, Jordan first started drinking. He drank only after the games, but then soon started knocking them back before the games as well. According to former NHL star Jeremy Roenick, he and Jordan once played 36 rounds of golf, drinking a dozen beers each throughout the day. That wouldn't be a problem, If Jordan didn't have a game against the Cavaliers that night, Roenick joked that he was going to put money on the Cavs that night, thinking that Mike must be drunk and exhausted from playing golf all day. Jordan then bet him that they're going to win by more than 20 points and that he's going to score over 40. Mike being Mike, Roenick gave him all the motivation he needed. Of course, he won the bet. The Bulls won by 24, and Jordan scored 44 points.
I feel like that's illegal though, Mike. You can't be gambling.
Even when he was half drunk, MJ was still the best player in the world.
All right, man, that is the end of this video, man. I want to go on a rant and just talk a little bit, but, I'm going to try to make it quick, man. The same things that LeBron James fans like to say make LeBron James so great is the same reason why I can say he's not the greatest. Well, longevity. Well, what you're telling me is he needs more time to win a ring than Mike did. Cool. That's fine. I let him have it. All right. Well, he makes his team better. Are you seriously saying he makes his team better? Because once he's gone, that team is garbage. Or is it just the fact that LeBron James knows the eyes are on him so he can get the ball to those guys? That's not making the team better. That's just knowing, that's just playing your surroundings. Michael Jordan left his team, let's not forget, to play baseball, and that team went on to win. I think it was like 5 or 6 or maybe 3 fewer games than he did the prior year. So therefore, who really was the better leader at that stuff? Well, Michael Jordan, he's selfish. He's not selfish. He's just a hard first, hey, this is my game. Y'all, if y'all not going to play right, don't play with us. That's simple. Don't play with us. It's simple. That's how Mike was coming at it. But, man, if y'all guys did enjoy this video, man, make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, and turn your notifications on so you never miss another solid reaction. But I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.